Good day, Mr. Kellett here. I was just playing a
Malagueña.
And by the end of this lesson, you'll be playing one too. In this series of videos, I'll be guiding you through every page of my book, Mr. Kellett's Guide to Fingerstyle Ukulele. Scales. Arpeggios. Movable chord shapes. Pieces. Click on the link in the description. It's quite good actually. What's that howl about? Today we're going to be looking at notes along the C string and studying the C major scale. We'll also be looking at a new time signature and adding 2 new full-length pieces to our repertoire. A packed programme indeed. Remember, pause the video at any time and go over the exercises on your own if you need to. You don't have to complete this lesson in one session. If you find yourself getting frustrated, don't worry. We all make mistakes, just look at my flute playing from last week. If it all starts to get too much, just have a little break. Look at the picture in the front of the book. Take some deep breaths. Or go for a little walk. And come back feeling refreshed. When learning something new, most of the frustration is actually caused by trying to play too fast. If you put in the time and effort, you will get there. We just have to make the most effective use of our time. Just move at a comfortable pace and cover every detail thoroughly. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos, you might want to go back and watch those, but here's a brief recap. In part 1, we looked at the open strings, G, C, E and A. And we also looked at the right hand fingers. Remember, that's
pulgar, índice, medio, anular. Pulgar.
In part 2, we looked at notes along the A string, and we looked at the A minor pentatonic scale and the C major pentatonic scale. We also combined notes along the A string with the open strings to form some solo pieces. In part 3, we looked at notes along the E string. We put together an F major scale and an F major arpeggio. And we put these together with some open strings and finished with a hoedown. Chapter 4. Notes along the C string. The open 3rd string is C. The 2nd fret is D. The 4th fret is E. The 5th fret is F. The 7th fret is G. The 9th fret is A. The 11th fret is B. And the 12th fret is the octave C. Exercise 1. In exercise 1, we can see the C major scale. This moves through the musical alphabet from the open C string to the C at the 12th fret. It has no sharps or flats. So let's just have a look at where that is on the fretboard. So we start off with the open C, then we go to the 2nd fret, we've got D there, and then we've got E, 4th fret, and then we move to the 5th fret to get F, and then we've got G at the 7th, Move to the 9th, get A. B is at the 11th. And the high C is at the 12th. So let's just go over that again. So we're going open, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Let's just try playing it back the other way. So we're going to go 12, 11, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, and opened. I can't overemphasize the importance of scales. Within this set of notes we can find thousands of different melodies. Let's find a few now. As I said last week, it's always a good idea to try and find Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Oh no, it's them again. So this uses the first 6 notes of the scale, so you've got C, D, E, F, G and A there. So we start on the key note, which is C. Then we jump to the 5th note of the scale, which is G. And then up to the 6th, which is A. And then we just come back down the scale. Another simple tune that only uses 5 notes of the scale is I When the Saints. Again, that starts on the key note, but it doesn't play the 2nd note, it jumps to the 3rd. Yeah, so you're going open 4, 5, 7. It does that 3 times, the 3rd time. You see, so that's just within the first 7 frets there, we can find that one. Melodies don't always have to start on the key note. They'll often start on another note in the arpeggio. The 3rd note of the arpeggio E is quite a common one. If you remember, the C major arpeggio contains the notes C, E and G. Along the string we've got C there, E at the 4th fret, G at the 7th fret. So Mary Had Little Lamb only uses 4 different notes. It misses out the F because it uses the pentatonic scale. This one starts on E, so we go E, D, C, D, E, E, E. Then E, G, G. But it finishes on the key note C. So just play around with the notes of the C major scale. See what tunes you can find. Exercise 2. If we look closely at exercise 2, we'll see some of the notes are written in bold. These notes are the notes from the C major scale. Each note in the major scale is then followed by a pedal note G on the 4th string. So we're just going to go through that scale again. 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. And we're going to add a pedal note G after each of the scale notes. Now we're going to look at a new time signature. 3/8 time. In 3/4 time, the 3 tells us that there are 3 beats in a bar. The 4 tells us that a crotchet is worth 1 beat. Now, stay with me. A crotchet is always worth 2 quavers. A minim is always worth 2 crotchets. But a crotchet is not always worth 1 beat. Calm down. In 3/8 time, there are still 3 beats in a bar, but now a quaver is worth 1 beat. A crotchet is worth 2 beats. And a dotted crotchet is worth 3 beats. We beam the quavers together in groups of 3. Don't worry if you find this a bit much. In the tab, it just looks the same as 3/4. 3/8 is generally quicker and bouncier than 3/4. 3/4 has a more defined pa 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 pa. 3/8 has a more 1 in a bar triplety kind of 1, 2. Let's have a look at some common 3/8 rhythms. Exercise 3. So exercise 3 is very straightforward. We're just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it's our C major arpeggio again. Exercise 4. In exercise 4 we've got dotted crotchets, so remember they're worth 3 beats each. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exercise 5. So exercise 5 is a trickier rhythm. Notice we've got a crotchet followed by a quaver. And remember now the crotchets are worth 2 beats and the quaver is worth 1. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. It's the Humpty Dumpty rhythm. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dump. So again, as we did in exercise 1, start them slowly. And then gradually speed them up. And bring them back down again. Jack-a-Lawkins. At first glance, Jack-a-Lawkins might look a bit scary, but once we break it down, it won't seem so bad. It introduces us to a new repeat structure. Notice bars 13 to 16 are boxed together with a number 1, and bars 17 to 20 are boxed together with a number 2. These are 1 and 2 endings. The first time round, we play up to the repeat sign and are sent back to the start. The second time round, we skip the material in box 1 and play box 2 instead. We never play box 1 and 2 together, it's always one or the other. This piece is in 2 sections and they both have 1 or 2 endings. So let's have a look at the melody. The melody notes are written in bold, so let's remove the other notes for now. So the melody uses notes from the C major scale along the C string. Let's have a look at it one line at a time. The first 4 bars, we're going open, 2, 4, 7. You can use one finger if you want for this. Yeah. 2, 4, 7. The next 4 bars, we go up to 9, back to 7, back to 4, then jump back up to 7. So we're going 9, 7, 4, 7. So just get used to that line. When you're comfortable with that line, put it together with the first line. So we've got now the third line is exactly the same as the first line. So we've got 2, 4, 7. And then we go into our first ending box. It's up to 9. So we go 9, 7, 2, 2. So there's a bit of a big jump there. 9, 7, 2, 2. So let's just play the first 4 lines. So that takes us to the end of our first ending. So the second time round we play the first 3 lines again, and then we're going to add our second ending. Let's have a look at the second ending. So we're going 4, 2, 0, 0. So we're back to the note C again. So let's put that second ending together with the first 3 lines. Now, though this piece takes up 2 pages, it only actually contains 5 different lines of music. So the only new material here is the first line on the second page. Here we're going up to fret 12, to 11, to 9, to 7. Yeah? 12, 11, 9, 7. The line after that is the same as the second line on the first page. So if we put those together, we've got the third line on the second page is the same as the first line. And the fourth line on the second page is the same as the fourth line on the first page. So if we put those 2 lines together, we've got so let's play the second page up to the first ending. And the second ending on the second page is the same as the second ending on the first page. So let's play from the top of the page and go into the second ending. So when you're totally comfortable with the melody, let's add some open strings to support it. Let's just isolate the first bar and treat it as an exercise in itself. We're going I, P, M. Yeah, so it's C, G, E. So play that very slowly at first. Now repeat this over and over again, because the right hand is going to be doing this pretty much all the way through the piece, apart from a couple of bars where it just plays a single note. So we really have to be able to do this without thinking about it. Keep it nice and steady. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Then let's just have a look at what's in bar 2. So it's the same thing, but we're going to put a finger on the second fret. So now let's link bars 1 and 2 together. So we're going. Just put them on a loop. And now let's have a look at bar 3. So we're doing, again, the right hand is exactly the same. We've just moved our finger to the 4th fret. Now let's practice just moving between bars 2 and 3. And bar 4, we're just going to move our finger to the 7th fret, keep the same right hand pattern. Now let's move from bar 3 to bar 4. Bigger jump there. So we're going from the note E there to the G. Still notes from the C arpeggio. Now we can think about putting the whole 4 bars together. So we've got then we're going to go up to the 9th fret. And then back to the 7th. So just practice going from 9 to 7. See how we're just working each 2-bar section. Then we're going from 7 back down to 4. Now we've already done this, but the other way round. And then when we come back to the 7, we just play that once without the accompanying fingers. So the second line goes. So now we can try putting the first 2 lines together. So you can see how I'm taking each bar and then adding it to the bar that comes after it. Then we're working 2 bars together, and then put 4 bars together, and then put 8 bars together. So let's have a look at this second section. I'm going up to fret 12 to 11. And then 9 to 7. So put those together. And then this bit we did in the section 1. And then the first ending. Again, that's material we've done before. And then if we go through and add the second ending. And so we've covered the whole thing. So I'm just going to play it all the way through now. Join in if you can. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. That's Jack-a-Lawkins. There was a play-along track for this here in my playlist. And don't forget, if you go into settings, you can slow it down.
Malagueña.
A Malagueña is a traditional song form from Malaga in southern Spain. We're in 3/4 time here, but we can be very free. we can speed up and slow down and stretch the notes out to our heart's content. So let's just look at the very first bar. We're just going up a C major arpeggio. We're going C, E, G. Now, in previous pieces, I've said it's okay to slide one finger around. In this piece, you're probably going to want to start using different fingers for some of the notes. Here, I'm going open. I'm using my first finger on the 4th fret, and then my 4th finger on the 7th. If we did it all with one finger, it might sound a bit jerky, where we've got to keep moving back. So I'm going open, 1, 4. Now play this over and over again. When you're totally comfortable with that, let's have a look at the 3rd bar. So we play the same thing for the first 2 bars. In the 3rd bar, we're going to go 5, 8, 7. Finger-wise here, I'm using my first finger, my 4th finger on 8, and my 3rd finger on 7. So again, play that over and over again. Until you're totally comfortable. Bar 4, we're going to go fret 5, 3, and 1. 5, 3, 1. 5, 3, 1. So let's put that together with bar 3. So we're going 5, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. So it's 5, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. You might want to experiment with different left hand fingers. I'm using finger 1, 4, 3. I'm playing 5 again with 1 there, but I'm sliding that down to the 1 and adding the 3rd finger there. So I'm using finger 1 there, sliding through with finger 3 to fret 3, and playing finger 1 on fret 1 there. So let's put the whole first 4 bars together. Now this cycles round really nicely, so just play this first 4 bars, play these first 4 bars over and over again. Pace yourself nicely. Play as slowly as you need to. Even if it's so make sure you've got that really tight before you try anything else. So we're now going to take the melody from bars 1 to 4 and add a pedal note with our thumb. So we're going to be playing the melody on the C string with I and the pedal note on the G string with our thumb. So now let's put our melody notes together with that pedal note with our thumb. Move to fret 5, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. So we've got some new material in bars 9 to 12. Let's look at the bold notes first. So we're starting on our open C, and then we're going to the 7th fret, then the 8th, and the 10th. Again, I'm using my 4th finger here. I'm going 1 on the 7, 2 on the 8, 4 on the 10. So we've got... So we've put those two bars together. We've got open, 7, 8, 10. Then the next bar is 7, 8, 10 again. Back to 8. So it's just the same 3 notes. Just different points in the bar. So we've got... And then if we add the open Gs, and in bar 11 we're starting off with the 7. We just do the bold notes first again. I'm going to go down to fret 4, 5, 7. So we've got 7, 4, 5, 7. So in bar 12 we've got 4, 5, 7 again. And then we go to fret 8. If we put those two bars together, we've got 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 8. And now let's just add the open Gs. And again. Remember, practice as slowly as you need to. Now let's put bars 11 and 12 together with bars 9 and 10. Now bars 13 to 16 are very similar. The only difference is bar 13 starts on the 7th fret. And then the rest of the piece is the same as from bars 5 to 8. and then we finish on a C. Now you might like to add a chord at the end if you know chords. We can just play a C chord. You might like to just do a strum down with your thumb or with your fingers. Or you might like to try something fancy called a
rasgueado.
Or it might be pronounced
rasgueado.
That's when you do this. Your fingers fan out. It's like doing 4 separate strums. Again, this may take a lot of practice, so the way to do it really is to just do it, as I say, treating it as 4 separate strums. So make a fist and let them spring out. But it does take a lot of practice, don't expect it to come overnight. But it does make a nice ending to this piece, doesn't it? Let's just have a listen to the version of Malagueña on the play along. Notice it's very rigid in its pulse and it maintains a steady beat throughout. But it doesn't necessarily have to be performed like that. I'm going to perform it now in a much freer way. Closing thoughts. Well done. You're really building up quite a repertoire now. Remember, you don't always have to be learning pieces note by note. Take some time to just play around with scales, try and find some tunes, or maybe even make up some tunes of your own. Next time, we'll be taking a detailed look at the G string, and we'll be looking at playing 2-note chords. And we'll also be learning the theme tune to this show. So until then, happy picking. Be seeing you.
anular.